probably going to wind up restarting a lot. So I'm going to try and make the starting early game just a little bit easier for you so you can get through to Withers and equip yourself exactly how you want to start the next run that you're probably going to restart as well. Now, with that being said, let's get into my first tip, because all of these are going to be set up in a way that you can use them with the starting team the game gives you, and I think this is arguably how they're meant to be built in a way. So, with that being said, on to Firebolt and Grease. Now, if you pick up Gale and pull him out of the stone, you'll see his starting roster of spells is set up with Grease. Now, you combo this with the fact that Astarion and Shadowheart are given Ignis from the very, very start. And you can see a very nice combo here. This works really well on the goblins at the gate when you first start, since they all like to group up. And so long as you don't really care about Aridin all that much, you can put down Grease over top of them, and then throw a Firebolt at them to get some really nice early damage from literally level 1. Now, this is also going to light the Grease on fire, even if you miss. So using Shadowheart's Ignis, even though you probably should be using Sacred Flame, isn't going to hurt you as badly anymore, provided you used Gale to set up beforehand. Moving on to my second tip. This is one that I discovered kind of by accident, and it makes the early game so much easier and also so much stupider. So you get access to Find Familiar if you decide to go Wizard, or even if you decide to go Ranger, you can get Find Familiar as well. Ranger gets it, I believe, as a recastable ability. And if you combine this with Lae'zel, when you level Lae'zel up to level 3, you'll probably take Battlemaster, since it's generally the best fighter subclass, unless you mod Eldritch Knight like I have done extensively. So, as a result, if you take Rally, one of the bolster options, and generally one of by far the absolute best options, since you can revive someone off the floor with it, making it so you're basically able to be a fighter healer of sorts, is just absolutely amazing. One of the best abilities in the entire game. But it gets even better with the fact that you can put this on the familiar the moment the combat starts, and instead of having a 2 health familiar, you now have a 10 health familiar, which can stand up to most of the early game enemies, allowing you to have a party of up to, hell, you could go all the way up to 8 if you want. You can subclass everyone into fighter to be able to get the rally, and then go from there. Or what if you didn't want to subclass them into fighter? Well, that's perfectly okay, because at level 4, there's a feat you can take that allows you to get fighter maneuvers for free. So you can then be a wizard with fighter maneuver rally to then bolster your familiar up to 10 HP, so that you have a little bit of a front line that you can resummon on short rest. And then moving on to my final tip, this is going to be the last 2 maneuvers for Lae'zel. And normally I would go sweeping attack here, but one of my genuine favorite combinations is to play a high AC character with goading attack, which is going to make it so that if you hit someone and they fail the save, then they'll be more inclined to hit you. So then your main tank or your heavy armor character with high AC will be forcibly attacked, which is a big issue with fighting against most of this AI, since they'll try and attack your lowest AC characters first. This will make it so they're forced to hit the character with high AC, and then you'll respond with the riposte to immediately do damage to them, which can then also trigger all kinds of on-hit effects or item effects or any kind of elemental explosions. All these sorts of really, really fun stuff. So that is how I would set up a Lae'zel personally, is I would take Rally, and then I would take Goading Strike, and then I would take Riposte. Or you could take Sweeping Strikes and intermingle in there as you want.